What's going on, everybody? Matt Malatesta here with VYPE Media. We're going to go off the grid a little bit. We're going to talk about some incredible volleyball that's being played over at Skyline. Alex Edwards, the face is kind of familiar. I don't know if you remember this, but she won a state championship for FBCA a couple years back. Coach, tell me about this 17U Royal team that's sweeping the nation.
Yeah. So obviously I'm super blessed to get to coach this team. We have a lot of big faces that you guys have seen just kind of throughout the Houston area, but it's just nice to kind of come in and get to work with them and just kind of get them ready for the next level. So it's really been great.
Just talk about this grouping of talent. This is a really special year, it seems like, or special season with Cassidy O'Brien and Madison over at College Park, but there's just so many really good kids. Just talk about how refreshing it is to see them play together. And that's kind of hard to do when you got a bunch of stars.
Yeah. So obviously, like all of these individuals at their individual program do really big things. And some of them even do different positions, depending on kind of what the need is or what they need for their just that year. So what's nice is when we come in here, we can really just kind of go back to refining what their craft is at. So like a Morgan Madison, she's been overcoming her injury that she, suffered last year, and she's come back and she's better than ever. And so it's been really exciting to just kind of like see her progress, kind of get back into things. And then too, like with Cassie O'Brien, like she had a strong, finish last year with Cinco and, got second in state, which is a big deal. But then she comes in here and she's playing with some of those people that she faced. So it's really nice just to like, again, get everybody back in and we can kind of like even focus even more and just push them even more. So,
yeah, talk about O'Brien. She's going to Kentucky. Madison's going to Baylor. Talk about what y'all been able to accomplish so far as wins on a national scale.
Yeah, so we've played now in 3 qualifiers. So how kind of it works in volleyball is you have your local tournaments, you have, your regional tournaments. So like we'll go up to Dallas next weekend, and then you have your national tournaments. And at these qualifiers, you obviously are playing against some of the best in the country. And what they qualify you for is for nationals. And so that's obviously everyone's goal is to be playing at the big show in July. And so we've played in 3 and we've been really blessed and we've worked really hard for it, but we've won actually all 3 of those out-of-state qualifiers. So we went to Northern Lights, which is in Minnesota, won that one early in January. It was a really good win, great tournament. I don't think we thought we were going to go in and win it, but I mean, we came up, we showed up, we did the right things. Then right before spring break, we went to Philadelphia. We played in the Northeast qualifier, won that one. And then we just came back from Kansas City. We did the Show Me qualifier, and we ended up winning that one on Monday.
So. Look, y'all are arguably the best tournament team in the country at this point. Y'all will figure that out at nationals. Just give me, and it's a long list, but give me a couple of your headliners. Who are the headliners and where are they going?
Yeah, so obviously we've kind of mentioned Cassie O'Brien. So she's our setter. She's going to the University of Kentucky, plays at Cinco. We have Morgan Madison. She's my libero, plays at College Park, and she's committed to Baylor. Other big name people that we have is Bailey Warren. She plays at Fulshire. She's committed to Wake Forest. We have Taylor Porter. She is at Cy
Ranch.
Ranch, yes. Sorry, I knew I was going to mess that one up. Cy Ranch, and she is committed to Vanderbilt. We have Ella Lewis, who's at the Woodlands. She just committed to Arizona State. We have Bailey Miner, who I used to coach obviously back in the day when she was a freshman. And so she's at Fort Bend Christian. She's uncommitted as of right now, still focusing on track. And then we have Becca Peppercorn, who's at Bridgeland, and she's committed to FIU. And then we have Mackenzie Collins, so she's a new addition to our team this year. She was at Episcopal. I believe she's now going back to Shadow Creek, but she's committed to A&M.
Man, that is awesome. Just how much great talent. Talk about the city of Houston. How do you feel like it ranks as a hub for volleyball? And I mean, before you answer that, if you look at you know, I watch like a lot of college volleyball. You see
Mm.
in the Final Fours, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's this kid in the NCAA tournament. But is Houston one of the biggest hubs as it relates to college recruiting?
Yeah, I think it definitely is, and it's definitely growing and getting even bigger. And we're pulling more kids, even from just like not just the obviously greater Houston area, but we're pulling in those College Station kids. You know, we've had kids in the past come, I mean, as far as Louisiana, like there's kids that are also moving here, which is, I mean, crazy, but that's just kind of how athletics goes. So, but yeah, definitely being, and especially like where we're located for our building, you know, we're in that inner city and we're on Beltway 8, so it's really accessible to everybody. And they want to come in, and if you know you get to that certain age where you're willing to drive and do those things, they're coming in to train with the best. So
How do you you have an interesting story because you played at U of H and then you
mm,
were coaching in the private school world, and then you were at FBCA and they've never won a state championship, and they win a state
mm.
championship under you, and then you kind of shift over back to the back to the club level. Do you see yourself ever going back into high school sports, or is this kind of your home?
You know, I'll never say never to like any opportunity. So I mean, like I loved my time at Fort Bend Christian, Episcopal, Houston Christian, because I've done all the private school realms. Public school would be I'd be open to it as well if you know the right opportunity came around. So I would never say never, but at the same time, like I get to work with the best in Houston, and I get to work for one of the best clubs with a lot of great coaches underneath me. My staff is incredible. You know, I'm just one of the coaches that has success, but we all do. And so, you know, I'm not sure what my future holds with, you know, I probably see myself doing this probably forever. I know I'll be coaching volleyball forever, but do I go do a little bit of college? Do I stay here? Do I go back to, you know, high school? You know, I'm really kind of open to whatever, but I've really just, I mean, the the opportunities that have come from Houston Skyline has been top notch, and I can't thank them enough for just giving me the shot and believing me, and then letting me take on some of these you know top athletes. So
Okay, so when does it all culminate at nationals? Where is it this year? When is
yeah,
it?
so it'll be July. I think I believe we go after the 4th, and we'll be in Vegas. So we'll be under the big lights, and yeah, so we got a lot of time to prepare. We have one more big qualifier coming up in like not this weekend but next, and then we kind of take a big break and we'll just really kind of set our goals for nationals. So
Is there room for a 50-year-old libero like myself on your team?
I
Let's
mean
take
you
a
definitely would
range.
have to come, you would have to definitely come out and try out. You know, you'd have to kind of pass the test.
So
And
you're
I'm sure
saying
those girls
no.
would not take it easy on you,
You're
you know.
not hurting my feelings. Well, this is
Yeah.
one of the best of the business. It's a great story in the volleyball world that people are talking about. Alex Edwards of Skyline, they are just putting the country on notice and really putting Houston at the epicenter of club volleyball. Congrats to y'all success. We'll be following this thing to Vegas. Hey, have fun, and we'll see y'all at the games.